Hi guys, welcome back to Crawford Farms Entertainment. Today we have an exciting matchup for you. A relative newcomer to our channel, Inuyasha, will take on me, Krillin, the multiversal champion. We will duke it out for an opportunity to take on Naruto in the next video. Who will come out on top? Before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you won't miss any of our anime content. Okay, I'm going to shut up right now so we can get it crack-a-lacking. You guys already know me, so let's take a quick look at our competition and I'll give you a brief overview of my life and accomplishments as well. Deep in the realm of art and imagination, a legendary tale of a unique character named Inuyasha unfolds. This intriguing character hails from a widely acclaimed manga and anime series sharing the same name. An artistic brainchild born from the creative pen lauded by Rumiko Takahashi. The series, revered by legions of fans, first graced the pages of Weekly Shonen Sunday from late fall of 1996, reaching its narrative zenith in the summer of 2008. Inuyasha, the spellbinding protagonist of this tale, is a Hanyo. Did I say that right? The offspring of an unlikely love between an ordinary human woman, Aizayo, and an extraordinary dog demon, Toga. Okay, why can't these guys just have normal names like Vegeta and Bulma? His birthright is a fusion of two opposing worlds, casting him in a turbulent sea of emotional and physical strife, born from an insurmountable rift between human and demon halves. Sounds like a soap opera to me, but I'm intrigued though. Gifted with remarkable abilities far surpassing the realms of human comprehension, Inuyasha boasts superhuman strength and swift agility. His heightened senses and regenerative powers set him apart from mortal beings. Yet the most potent symbol of his power is the Tsuga, a magical sword forged from the fang of his father. This boy stole his dad's tooth. A weapon of unparalleled power resonating within his grasp. The Tsuga has an unpredictable nature, transforming Inuyasha into a full-fledged demon depending on his emotional state. This metamorphosis brings forth a surge of raw power, but often at an untenable cost, the loss of his personal control over his actions. The tales of his heroics are filled with staggering feats, from single-handedly staving off hordes of adversaries to defeating powerful demons. His name echoes in the annals of victory. His breathtaking speed surpasses the fastest beings in his universe, while his resilience in the face of grievous injuries, mortal to most, make him a legend in his own right as a character as fascinating as the narrative of his life. As for me, I was once a small round-headed monk at the Orin Temple. I guess you could say I'm defined by my ambition and tenacity ever since I started hanging out with Goku and the crew. I left my monastic lifestyle desiring something more, and traveled to train with Master Roshi, a decision that significantly changed my destiny. I was initially antagonistic towards Goku. I couldn't stand that boy, but we became the epitome of friends. The rigid, selfish boy that I was transformed into one of the greatest friends that he could have ever asked for. Our camaraderie and friendship helped develop me into the man that I am today. My power, a human touched by the ethereal. My destructo disc, an energy disc that can cut through just about anything, is a testament to my innovation and tenacity. I grew stronger with each battle. With my potential unlocked on Namek by the Grand Elder Guru, this further enhanced my abilities. My tactics in battle often compensate for my lack of raw power, making me a pretty good ally. My notable feats are many. The first was against the mighty foes in the World Martial Arts Tournament, where I proved that courage could compete against innate strength. But my true showcases of power were in high-stakes battles against galactic threats. My fight against the Cybermen and my role in the showdown with Frieza, buying vital time for the Spirit Bomb, stand as towering testaments to my strength and utility. Even in death, several times over, shaped me. It honed my bravery, rekindled my determination, and allowed me to protect those I cherished. Amid gods and aliens, I stood tall, as neither the physical or the emotional traumas shattered my spirit. I'm a small monk, but I had grown, developed, died, and revived to become an ideal blend of power and humanity in a universe teeming with super beings. I underwent remarkable growth, not just in strength, but in character, a true unsung hero of the Dragon Ball storyline. So you're probably wondering why I'm fighting this guy anyway. Well, after I beat Superman in the multiversal martial arts tournament, things were going great. Not only did I get the prize money, but I got a crazy number of endorsements. Man, I was even getting video game deals, and more than just one or two. I was a little worried that Superman might come and try and get me, but I stocked up on those little green rocks just in case. I actually feel bad for the guy. He has some real debilitating weaknesses. Anyway, like I said, things were going great until all of these knuckleheads came out of the woodworks wanting to fight me, wanting a piece of old Grandmaster K. Oh, did I mention people started calling me that, right? Grandmaster K, how crazy is that?
You started calling yourself that?
Shut up, Goten. Anyway, this kitty cat guy called me up.
He's a dog.
Goten, I'm not telling you again. Shut up, man. I'm trying to do an interview. So this guy calls me up, says he wants a shot at the champ. I really wanted to be done with this whole fighting thing, but I accidentally answered on speakerphone and 18 was within earshot. So I had to play it tough.
Hello? May I speak to Krillin?
Yeah, what's up, man?
Hi, my name is Inuyasha, and I would love to challenge you to an exhibition.
A smart man would have said, "Nah, I'm good, but I have a friend that loves to fight. I should have passed this battle along. Something happens to a man when he goes full-blown middle-aged dad. So Goku is the exception because he isn't human, right? But for us regular folks, our knees and backs are the first thing to go. And I could tell mine were on their last leg." I just got that, and I wasn't even planning on making a joke. You see that? That was a dad joke. I've been making those more and more lately, which means I should have already retired from active competition. Like I said, I should have passed up the battle, but even as a bald middle-aged dude struggling to hold off on his dad bod, I still act right foolish over females, especially Android 18, my beloved wife. I knew she was too good for me from the very start. So I was always looking for ways to impress her, and this was my chance. So I said, "Yeah, man, I'll fight you. I haven't announced it yet, but I'm going on a butt-kicking tour all around the multiverse." Inuyasha sounded way too cheerful. Great.
Let's make a tournament of it. I have a bunch of guys who will put that cape-wearing dude that you beat earlier to shame.
So it was at about that point that I realized that I had messed up. So here I am in another tournament. My first round was against Inuyasha. Now, this guy wasn't bad for the most part. He was keeping up with me, but he was pretty weak. He couldn't even hurt me. I thought to myself, this is my chance to really impress 18. So I started toying with him, dancing around and showboating. He threw a punch and I dodged it, and I did the dreaded "I got your nose" technique. He lunged at me and I dodged and stuck my foot out, and he tripped over it. As he was going to the ground, I smacked him on his butt. Android 18 seemed impressed, and she was just laughing and clapping. I was being a real jerk. To make matters worse, I gave him a gut punch. When he doubled over, I farted in his face, and it wasn't just a regular gas. I think I might have messed myself. It was a bad one, and I felt bad. I planned to put him out of his misery, so I fired a one-handed key blast at him, hoping to just knock him off the stage. Fired it, and to my surprise, he countered with some kind of a whirlwind thing that turned my key blast back at me and almost knocked me off the stage. But it also tore through my gi bottoms, exposing the fact that I actually did leave a skid mark in my undies. I was so embarrassed. I then got angry and then kicked him square in his teeth and was about to knock him off the stage. It looked like he was falling off the stage, but then somebody threw him a sword and he stopped mid-air and then turns into this hideous, slobbing brute of a beast. Now, what in the world was going on? Now, what happened next? I have to say I did deserve it. The guy jumped at me like a rabid squirrel and started pummeling me, but not like with his fist. He started biting and scratching and spanking me with his sword. It was like being attacked by a giant raccoon, and it was starting to hurt. I was bleeding pretty bad. I threw a destructo disc at him, and the dude caught it in his mouth like a frisbee. What was I supposed to do? I had seriously underestimated this guy. He was way more powerful than I was expecting. I had an idea, and it was the only thing I could think of, and it had to work. So I fired up another destructo disc, and I said, "Hey, boy, you like this disc?" He sat down and started panting with his tongue out. Sounded like a real dog. I said, "Here, fetch." And I threw the disc right out of bounds, and the beast happily followed. I had won the battle, but I was badly in need of a sensu bean. My goodness, was this a bad idea? Who in the world would I face next? And it was too late to forfeit because Android 18 was looking right at me.
Greetings, Krillin and Dragon Ball fans. Welcome back to Crawford Farms Entertainment. Today, we'll see what happens when I battle in the semifinal round of what my fans are starting to call the Master K Invitational. But before we get started, make sure you click that subscribe button and hit the notification icon for more exciting anime content. So, just a little recap. I was riding high after whooping Superman. I started wearing kryptonite-studded earrings just in case he got the idea of coming to get some payback. Anyway, after that win, I was legit famous. Video game deals and music videos, you name it, I was the freaking man. I had no intentions of ever fighting again, but some chump called me out. I don't really have an ego like Vegeta or anything like that, so if Android 18 wasn't standing right there, I would have turned down that fight in a heartbeat. But she was there, and like a dummy, I accepted a fight with a freaking dog demon. I started out whooping the guy and impressing my wife and kid, until he got mad and turned into a Tasmanian devil on steroids and energy drinks. I had to use my destructo disc and trick him like it was a frisbee and got him to go playing fetch to get him off of the stage so that I could advance to the next round. I can honestly say that was the first time I had ever been bitten during a tournament. Naruto won his match against Sonic the Hedgehog, so I had him next. Okay, so I'm not sure if the dog guy had rabies or something, but even with the sensu bean, the bites just weren't healing. So that last match still left me a bit injured. So I'm still in a whole bunch of pain. In fact, it even hurt to laugh. It was really hard to keep it in when Naruto was doing his pre-fight interview. When he spoke in Japanese, he sounded like a normal teenage boy. But when he spoke in English, I could tell something was a little bit off. Then out of nowhere, Goten shouted out, "Dude sounds like a lady."
Krillin, what the heck? Man, why you telling all my business?
You shouldn't have said it. I hope you lose Instagram followers. Wait a second, Goten. Get your finger out of your nose and how are you going to just shake Yamcha's hand like you didn't do anything? Anyway, I'm sorry. Saiyans are just really gross and nasty. Did you know that Vegeta jars his sweat and makes some kind of pickle beats? Oh, bruh. Did he give you one of those?
Oh, what the heck?
Yeah, man, that's nasty. Anyway, I was still in pain. Apparently, kryptonite nullifies the powers of sensu beans, and I just wasn't healing. I had to fight this dude, badly injured, and I just wasn't feeling it. Plus, I heard this guy was another dog person. What if he bit me too? I steadied myself and tried to focus on my training. Then it dawned on me, I hadn't been training. I had been so focused on being a big shot and living in the limelight, I hadn't done much training at all. I had to get as much information on this guy as I could, so I went to my acne-faced, half-Saiyan Wikipedia page, Goten. Goten told me all about this guy.
Alright, so picture this, right? There's this kid named Naruto Uzumaki. He ain't a regular teenager or anything like that. He was born in a place called Konoha or something like that. Kind of a secret village filled with ninjas. Yeah, ninjas, pretty crazy, right? Oh, so here's the crazy thing. When Naruto was born, there was this demon fox named Nine-Tails, like Kyuubi or something like that. This thing had enough power to level mountains and create tsunamis. You know, it attacked the village, and as it was laying waste to everything. In order to save the village, Naruto's dad, who was actually the 4th Hokage, there's like a ninja president or something. You didn't know that, but I had to look it up myself. I didn't know it, but I looked it up. Decided to seal the Nine-Tails inside his newborn son. It's kind of messed up, right? Unfortunately, doing so cost him his life and the life of his wife. So, Naruto, poor kid, grew up without any parents, and worse, didn't even know why everyone in the village seemed to hate him. They saw him as a demon fox. Nobody knew about the courageous act that his parents had done to save the village. Total bummer, right? But here's the thing about Naruto. He's not the kind of guy who lets things bring him down, you know? He's always upbeat, always cracking jokes, always getting into trouble. It wasn't easy, though. He started off being a pretty terrible ninja, but what he had over everyone was his determination and guts to never give up, not to mention he had that demon fox sealed inside him. And that would come in handy sometimes. The kid believed he could become a Hokage someday and be recognized by everyone in the village. He got into his ninja academy, made some friends, Sasuke and Sakura, formed some kind of special team. They ended up having kind of a love-hate relationship, but ultimately, they were kind of like a family. Add in this perverted sage gross, but not on Master Roshi's level. A crazy snake trying to destroy the village and even navigating a ninja world war. In between, this guy had it rough. Along the way, Naruto had to confront not just his enemies, but his own inner demon. Like literally, he had an inner demon. As he overcame hurdles and surpassed his limits, something shifted. The lonely, hated orphan found himself slowly recognized by those who feared and hated him initially. His infectious spirit, fierce loyalty, and unyielding willpower charmed not just his friends, but pretty much the whole world. The ninja world, at least, because I ain't never heard of him before I looked him up. So, that's Naruto. Not only did he learn to control this nine-tailed fox's power, but also brought peace to the ninja world. The ninja world, and achieved his dream of becoming a Hokage. His story is kind of a reminder we can be whatever we want to be. All that matters is how we finish up. And then he's got these shadow cones that make everything cool, and he likes to eat ramen. So he's a pretty cool guy. Actually, I'm kind of a fan. No offense, Krillin, I'm a fan of this Fox guy.
After Goten finished telling me his story, I felt kind of bad for the guy, but I had to get ready anyway. I couldn't lose now. I didn't want to let 18 down. My mindset was changing. It was no longer simply about impressing 18. It was about proving to my family that I'm still a warrior at heart. I wanted Marin to know that even if she doesn't develop innate powers like her mom, she can still become a strong and fierce warrior, a doctor, a teacher, or whatever she wants to be. I didn't want my kid to feel as if she was somehow limited by her DNA. So the clock ticked down, and it was time to face another dog person. Well, excuse me, fox person demon this time. I stepped up onto the stage, more nervous than I should have been. It should have been an easy bout for me, but I was hurting. One bite in particular on my left ankle was giving me big problems. It made it difficult to put weight on my left side, and I was worried I wouldn't be able to stand my ground while firing a ki blast of any significant power. I had to shake away the fears as the announcer introduced us.
In this corner, hailing from the infamous Kame House Dojo, trained by the creepy old man, Master Roshi.
What the heck? What kind of announcer was this? Was he about to roast me?
We have this little bald-headed troll. This noseless wonder wears orange pajama bottoms and throws glowing frisbees. His kid is already taller than him and his wife could do much, much better. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Krillin.
Bias as heck. Well, let me see what he says about this other guy.
And in the other corner, we have the talented, the magnificent, the wielder of the power of the nine-tailed fox, and the coolest Hokage ever, Naruto.
The crowd erupted in cheers and applause. What in the world was going on? Oh boy, this was shaping up to be one aggravating battle. I imagined if I let it come down to a decision, this guy would take it because he was like the crowd favorite or something. Now, I've heard stories about his incredible power and flashy moves, but I'm not gonna let that intimidate me, no sir. As I stand there, ready to fight, Naruto pulls out all the stops, determined to show off his skills. He starts off by summoning a massive swirling energy thing. He charges at me with full force, but I'm no pushover. With a well-timed swift movement, I deflect his attack effortlessly, sending this thing flying off into the distance. Ha, nice try, Naruto. Not one to give up easily. Naruto gathers chakra and creates a dozen shadow clones. They surround me, each one ready to strike. But I'm too quick for them. I swiftly maneuver around them, dodging their blows. I launch a barrage of punches, knocking out each one of his clones one by one. It was like playing whack-a-mole, but with Shinobi. As I dusted one clone after another, I was met by boos and taunts. It didn't faze me though. I knew I deserved it for the taunting I did with Inuyasha and for butchering the pronunciation of everything in the story. However, as I'm taking out his minions, he sneaks up behind me and kicks me in the back of my head. It hurt for sure, but it was more like, come on bruh, in the back of the head. The force of the kick caused me to bite my tongue, and then I spit out a drop of blood, and the crowd went wild. They started cheering like crazy.
Yeah, it looks like you sprung a leak, old man.
For some reason, when he said that, the combination of the crowd, his words, and that smug look on his face was too much. I felt an explosion inside my gut. I could feel a strange energy surging through my body. It was frightening at first, but then I embraced it. I didn't realize it at the time. Goten told me later that my power surged to godlike levels. I had achieved a new transformation. On the outside, I looked the same, but I was radiating a strange energy, and all of my senses were heightened. I could hear everyone's conversations, everyone in the crowd, and the crowd that was once overwhelmingly in favor of Naruto was at least curious about me and ready to give me a chance. They had forgiven me for the childish antics that I had performed earlier when I was fighting against Inuyasha. Impressed by my skills, Naruto decided to up his game. He summoned a giant toad to aid him in battle. Now, I'll admit, it seemed like it was going to be a challenge, but I'm no ordinary martial artist either. I took a deep breath, channeled my energy, and unleashed the most powerful attack that I could come up with, which was my Destructo Disc. With a flick of my wrist, the razor-sharp disc slices through the air, cutting through the summoning scroll. The toad disappeared, with a bewildered Naruto on top of it crashing to the ground. Oops, somebody shouldn't have skipped their toad riding lessons. But Naruto is not one to back down. He jumps up, determined to prove himself. This time he channels an incredible nine-tailed chakra. He gathers his energy and forms this massive thing that was spinning with destructive energy. He threw it at me, and I decided to make things interesting. I quickly channeled my ki into my hands, creating a solar flare. Blinded by the intense light, Naruto loses focus, and this thing just dissipates. Tisk, tisk, Naruto, didn't anyone teach you not to stare into the sun? I made that cocky comment by accident. It just popped out. I was still in that mode and was expecting the crowd to rip me apart. But to my surprise, they started laughing and clapping and cheering. They were now on my side. Seeing that his flashy moves were failing him, Naruto tries a different approach. He activates Sage mode, his eyes turning into slits as he gains enhanced abilities. Now this is getting serious, but I'm not one to shy away from a challenge. I concentrate my energy and use my signature move, the Kamehameha wave. A tidal wave of blue energy blasts towards Naruto, pushing back the ground beneath him, Caught off guard, Naruto is engulfed in the blast, like a fish caught in a tsunami. And just like that, he was sent flying, leaving me victorious once again. Now things were getting interesting on the other side of the bracket. I was fully expecting to fight the World Breaker Hulk guy in the finals, but he had lost to some new guy no one had ever heard of. Goten had watched the fight, and he appeared shook by what he saw. Who in the world was this guy, and how was he so powerful that he made Goten nervous? And what was I supposed to do against him? So to find out who this guy is and how I do against him, make sure you stay tuned. Next week, we will conclude this tournament. Will I win? Who knows? I don't know who this guy is. It might get difficult.